Good morning, everyone. So here are my final results for 1 month of doing the alternate day intermittent fasting. So I was doing the 24-hour fasting with the 500 to 600 calories at night. And it actually was following it somewhat loosely. I wasn't really logging my food. I was eating when I was hungry during my feeding windows. And then all the other days I was doing a 16-hour fast with an 8-hour feeding window. And then Saturdays I actually opened myself up to having a 10-hour feeding window. That way I could have breakfast with my family or whatever I wanted to do. So I did it more of a lifestyle. 80% of my diet was clean, 20% was, various things like I would have cake or ice cream, something. So it was more of a lifestyle during this test to see what it truly did to the body. And so I had some amazing results, which I'm very, very happy with. So first of all, I lost 0 strength. I actually improved my weight in my deadlifts, squat, and bench. So none of that decreased. I actually just improved strength, and I just feel stronger when I actually lift at the end of a 24-hour fast, or when I lift the next day after I completed 24-hour fast the previous day. So 24-hour fast means that I finish dinner on Sunday at 6, and then I don't eat dinner until Monday at 6. And the main supplementation that I used, I drank my Bia drink that I always tell people it's a great appetite suppressant, plus it's full of raw nutrients and adaptogens. So it was amazing, and it's an easy way to get through the 24-hour fast. But I did start to get used to the 24-hour fast, that I really wasn't hungry during it anymore. So it's supposed to improve your ghrelin and leptin levels. And the ghrelin tells you when you're hungry, and the leptin tells you when you're full. And it actually did help me with that. I've always had a problem with that most of my life. So I'm very excited about that when I actually go to eat now, also, I actually feel full without having to eat a ton of food and not feel full and just feel hungry all the time. So that was awesome. And the 24-hour fast was really easy to get through because I knew I was able to eat that day. So it's not like I was taking the whole day and not eating. And so you always had something to look forward to. I ate pretty balanced. So every time I ate a carb, protein, and a fat together. So that way I was ensuring that I wasn't increasing my insulin levels, or spiking them at least, during my feeding phase. So the whole point is to keep your insulin levels stable or low. And so with no spikes. So you want to eat balanced when you are eating. So that's kind of what I did. And so it really improved, because it's supposed to improve your insulin levels. It's supposed to improve your hormone levels, testosterone, HGH, and it's cellular repair. So it's helping fix whatever's going on in your body and getting rid of those damaged cells. And so there's just so many things that it does. So in this 1 month, I was actually able to gain a half a pound of muscle. So with what I've studied before for nutrition, because I'm certified in nutrition, they've talked about when you don't eat, you actually lose that muscle mass, where the intermittent fasting that I've been studying, and I've read several books now, say that you do not lose muscle. So I really wanted to test that part, because being an athlete, I don't want to lose muscle. I want to gain muscle, and I don't want to lose strength. So I actually gained a half a pound of muscle and lost 2 pounds of fat during this. So I went from 16.3% body fat down to 15.6%. You're supposed to be able to lose visceral fat during this time, but my visceral fat was already low. So it's a 3, and it stayed a 3. So that's totally good with me. Didn't increase. And then I want to go over, I did the blood tests, and it is amazing. So I'm going to go over a couple of my numbers. So anybody that's looking at cholesterol issues, insulin level issues, glucose, you're pre-diabetic, anything going on, gut issues, this is seeming to really help. And I'm going to go over that so you kind of understand. And remember, this is only 1 month that I did this so far. So I will be doing a blood test again, because I want to continue this study. Since I had no adverse effects, I only had good effects, I'm going to do it again. And you're supposed to be able to do this until you reach where you want to be. And then you can bring it down to like 2 24-hour fasting days, get into a maintenance level. If that's working great, you can go down to 1 24-hour fasting day per week and just keep that for life, and be able to maintain where you're at. So maintenance is amazing, because you don't, with intermittent fasting, you don't bring it down your BMR. So a typical diet, let's say you burn 1,500 calories a day, but I bring you down to 1,200 calories a day of eating, your body is smart and it'll adapt to only use organs and stuff that it needs to do to only burn 1,200 calories a day. And now your metabolism has slowed. With intermittent fasting, the 24-hour fast, we're eating for that day, but all it's doing is repairing and healing and increasing your human growth hormone during the fasting period versus bringing down your BMR. So their study shows that your metabolism does not slow down. We're pretty much resetting your set weight for your body is what we're doing, turning on the thermostat. And then the next day you eat, and you eat a good, a normal amount of calories. So versus doing the 1,200, let's say 1,500 calories is your thing, that's what we're going to be eating versus that 1,200. So we're going to be eating more, and so we're not lowering that basal metabolic rate, which is awesome, which it's easier to do lifestyle. Otherwise, your body continues to plateau as you keep going down that path. A lot of interesting science, so ask me any questions down below. And I will definitely answer them. So basically, my HDL, which they said improves, it went from 66 to 82. So my HDL really improved, and they're finding that the more HDL you have, it fights the buildup in the arteries. So my HDL went up, like they said, and they've seen it go up, in very high percentages, and so that's great. My LDL to HDL ratio went from 1.8 to 1.5. So I was already at an okay ratio, but my ratio got better. So that was really good. So below average risk for any heart disease is you need to be less than 2.3. So I already was, but it did improve it still. My LDL really didn't change much. It went up by 3 points, but I know that kind of moves around, but it's not bad. One thing that did change, which was awesome, was my A1C. Not that it was bad, but I was at 5.2 before, and it went down to 4.8. Now, my hormones is the awesome thing is I'm in perimenopause. So, regulating those hormones is really beneficial for us. So my cortisol actually went down from 15.5 to 13.8. And then my testosterone improved. It was pretty low before, and we're getting at a really good rate now. So my free testosterone went from 1.6 to 3.5. And so now I'm at a good level of that testosterone. And so it'll be nice to start seeing how my hormones keep changing based on this. So I did take a couple other hormones this last time I took a test, but I didn't have anything to compare it to. So we'll see after my next blood test how it goes and how it improves that. So that's amazing. Also, my kidney function I was having issues with, and that actually improved too. So my creatinine, I don't know if I'm saying that right, actually decreased, which was good because it's just a little high for me. And then my GFR increased because mine was a little low. So I'm still not at the great rates yet, but they do show that it is getting better. My iron, I don't want to say that it increased due to the intermittent fasting because I tried the plant-based diet the month prior, which really plummeted my iron, even though I was supplementing. So my iron increased, but I really can't say that's due to intermittent fasting. That's probably just because I went back to my meat products. And I'm off the plant-based diet. So that actually improved my TSH, my thyroid improved. So that is a good number. I'm actually in the good levels, but my TSH did plummet during the plant-based diet. So again, I can't say that that was intermittent fasting or if that's me just going back to my old diet, of eating meat. So that's the main thing with my blood tests. So the really cool thing is I have this program. So anybody that wants me to run this for them, you just basically will get a blood test through me, and then I can download it to my software, and it kind of tells me what's going on with your body. So it looks at your body, your blood test as a whole, versus looking at just your lipid panel or just your hormone panel or your, blood count. It puts it together, and it says possibly what's going on with your body, and this is what we can do to help fix it. So I ran it at the beginning. And so it had a bunch of health concerns. So it has clinical dysfunctions. So you'll see all those different dysfunctions. So those are above 50%. So that's pretty much saying this is a possibility that this is going on with your body. And so we need to do something about it. And so they had metabolic syndrome at the very, very top of that. And so now I have on the clinical, so the clinical one, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So actually, I had 9 dysfunctions. I had them backwards. So 9 dysfunction with testosterone deficiency being the highest, like at 100% probable deficiency based on what my testosterone was when I tested it a month ago. The testosterone is no longer on there. I've actually fixed that part, and now I only have 5 different deficiencies. So you'll see in that top column, those are my deficiencies that I still need to work on, but everything's improved tremendously. And so some of the deficiencies I was dealing with on here are actually less of a deficiency, which means I'm going in the right direction of fixing things in the body. So this is kind of tell you, I live my life pretty healthy. I work out all the time. I eat an 80% healthy diet. So, and even though on the outside I look like I'm healthy, you have to look on the inside of someone's body. And that's what it tells you. And that's really how we're going to age or any issues or diseases that we're probably going to have. So if we can prevent that by looking at the insides of our bodies and seeing what's going on and try to fix it before something bad happens with it, that's kind of what health is about. So that's kind of why I'm doing this study, is to see how to get the body completely healthy. So one of the other reports that show on there, so it says your functional body systems, which I love. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things going on with my blood sugar regulation, hormone function, kidney, immune. And now all I've got left are 2 in that marker, and it's just my blood sugar regulation and hormone function, but the percentages are lower, which means I'm getting better. So I can't wait to do this again in a month and see what this is. So this report is really extensive. It's about 60 pages, and it talks about what to do to fix the dysfunction, or what minerals you might be lacking, or what we can do to fix dysfunctions. These are just 2 of the main things that show what's going on with my body that I wanted to show you. So if you guys decide, okay, I want to look at a blood panel of my own and see what the inside of my body is like, or what might be going on that I can actually fix some things or prevent issues, all you do is let me know. You can order a blood test through me. You just become a patient of mine, and then I throw it into my software. And so this test and my consult is only like $40. It's not a big deal. But you're going to get a 60-page report of what's going on in your body and what we can do to fix it. So even though you might feel healthy, but you want to kind of see, am I on the right track? Is my body doing what it's supposed to be doing? That is exactly what this test is for. And then we can come up with a plan of attack of what you need to do. So that is my results so far for my intermittent fasting study. So hopefully you guys get something out of this. And again, ask me any questions down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And then if you decide that I want to look at the inside of my body, I will guide you on how to get that going. So have a great day, guys. And I guess hopefully you have learned something from this. All right, bye.